You and your team are in this together. Hello, it's episode 567 with little old me, John Butt, on the Marketing for Owners podcast. Now, it's a lazy day today. That's just me. Won't be for you. I know you're gonna really crush it today, as they say. And well done for you for listening to me. Woohoo! Starting your day off or ending your day on a high. So what am I going on about on the team thing? Because, to be honest, people used to talk about a team and I used to think, what does that actually mean? I've got staff, but this was a long time ago. And I've gradually got to consider my staff and everyone as a team. And this is because you need to have everyone on board who is involved in your, can you call it a project or your business or whatever you're doing. So I want you to consider this. When I talk about team, this is anybody you could talk to. So this includes your spouse. This includes your kids. It could even include your parents. Anybody who you may talk to about business. And especially your staff, your outsourcers and everyone else, your team, as you're probably thinking. But I want you to get everyone on board. And the reason I say we're all in it together is because there will be some naysayers. There will be people. If you're entrepreneurial and you're trying to make your own way and you're trying to build a business, you'll go down the pub and you'll tell people about your new idea and your friends, and they'll say, "Yeah." And if they are not of the same mindset, of the same entrepreneurial mindset, they'll just put you down, they'll just tell you to get a proper job, and they won't take any notice because they won't get it. So I want to encourage you to talk to people who will get it. Now, quite often your family won't, and sometimes your parents won't, and sometimes your spouse won't. But there's a way of doing this because we're all in this together. You need, as I've said over and over and over, you need to know why you are in business, why you are trying to do what you're trying to do. And it doesn't matter whether you are a local fencing company or a local pet shop. There was a reason why you started this. You could have gone and worked for someone else already doing it. Why didn't you? Is it because you just don't want to work for somebody, or is it because you saw a way of doing it differently? You could interact with your customers differently. You have a why. So let's get back to it. Let's think about it. Let's drill down, figure it out. And that why is a whole story. It's not, because I wanted. No, it's a story. It's a whole reason. So, for example, when I decided to change the way of my business, my Fire Protection Online, after I read the E-Myth, I can remember I was lying on a sunbed in Rhodes at a hotel in the middle of August. It was in the 40s. It was just the hottest temperature I've ever been in. But fortunately, it was near the coast, so it wasn't as bad as you think. And I can remember reading the E-Myth. I tried to read it before. I was a little way through and I put it down. I came back to it, but I got to a section about where it came to the organisational chart. And it suddenly all clicked. And as soon as that happened, I decided that's how I'm going to change my business, and I went about it, and everything changed from there. Now, this is just the story of why I decided to what I call E-Myth my business. But it's a story. I can tell you more. There's a whole story. There's a whole reason. There's a why. I didn't just do it. And that's what people want to hear. And that doesn't matter whether it's your spouse or your kids or your parents or your team or your assistant or the people in the warehouse. Everybody is in it together. And if you can get them to buy in to the reason why you're doing it, if you can give the passion, if you can get that passion and get them involved, then It's no longer just some rubbish little business that you're trying that you're not going to make money on, or whatever they think. It's suddenly, oh, that'll be great if that works. So then you can ask people to help and support. And then they understand why they're helping and supporting. It's not just a job, or it's not just, oh, you're doing lovely. Well, how wonderful, my darling. Did you have a good day? Oh, I'm glad that went well. No, they are involved. It's different. This is so important. This is why I keep going on about it. You cannot believe how this is going to work. Now, there may be some of you sitting there thinking, well, hang on, there's only me and Josephine, or me and Mark, or whatever, or my outsourcer, or my assistant in the Philippines. Well, when was the last time you had a chat with that person and explained your full story over Skype or over the phone? Have you ever had that conversation? Or have you only ever talked business or emailed? Have you ever had a real conversation? Have you ever explained to them why you do this? Do you think they won't be interested? Make them interested by telling the story. Tell an interesting story, the story. Don't make one up. Tell the same story you tell to a client. It'll work, honestly. And this is what I mean. We are all in it together. Once everyone is on the same page, it becomes support. It becomes help. It becomes assistance. It becomes voluntary. It becomes willing. And that makes a huge difference, my friend. I can guarantee, because what you start to develop is what's called a company culture. And you'll find when you add new people to your team, the others will say, it's different here. It's great, because they're all going to ask, what's it like? They're not going to say, yeah, well, no, they're going to say, it's different. And they're going to say that it's enjoyable. That's what you want. And that is half the battle. Because once you've got people who can help you willingly, you're not just on your own. Yeah? If you want to know more, if you want to ask me how this works, if you want to know how to develop your why, if you want to tell me your why and ask me what I think, or if there's any way you can improve it, or you're confused, you've got a number of stories you're not quite sure, just grab a call with me, or join the Owners Club for one. All right, because if you've got a business, you can afford £29, and that's month one. If you don't like it, don't continue month two. Go to theownersclub.co. That's the easiest way. If you want to get a free call with me, go to that page, scroll all the way to the bottom, and it will give you a link where you can grab a free 25-minute call with me anytime. As a calendar, schedule it when it's convenient for you, and talk to me about these things, and then I'll explain a bit more. Honestly, or talk to me about anything else. It's good, isn't it? Anyway, it is a Tuesday. It's time for a toolbox tip, and I have mentioned this one before, and I'll mention it again. This is if you took everything away from me electronically and I had to start all over again, and I got my new computer, the first bit of software I would download is RoboForm. Go to roboform.com. It's free, or the version for up to 10 passwords is free. You can see how it works from that without having to buy it. But even if you buy it, I mean, when I bought it, it's like $29 forever. And so it's fabulous. Like I say, of all of the things, if you want to see all the tools we use, go to marketingforowners.com/71. Just there, grab my most popular ebook. I think over 6,000 have downloaded that. It's brilliant, and but you'll find it in there along with everything else we use. But RoboForm, my favourite of all of them. Anyway, tomorrow, a fabulous expert interview. Do not miss it. They're every Wednesday. And I'll be back with a short tip on Thursday. I'll see you then.